Yes, it's time, Smooth. Man, here we go, man. Here we go. Are you nervous, fam? Are you feeling a little crazy? Are you feeling a little... Austin Powers almost said it. Are you feeling a little... Fam, these occasions we see before they get here, and we're calm and cool, and then when they finally arrive, all of a sudden it's... Whoa! It's, breathe. Fam, there is a problem though. Maybe not. Not many clubs are. It appears there's not many teams that want to trade up. Whereas they're only one of 8 teams that are looking to trade down during this draft. Now, that sounds like an imbalance. If nobody's trading up, then damn, be sure there's nobody trading down either. Yo. While it hasn't been, you know what though, it hasn't been confirmed that the Niners actually have a plan to trade down. You saw John Lynch John Lynch is always in fine form. The dude could be a great poker player. They're asking John about that. John's like, he's not telling you anything what he's gonna do. This guy's brilliant. He's not gonna give away any thoughts or processes to help people that are anti-49er get any. I mean, not 1 inch of an advantage on it because you're not going to know a damn thing. As I say, the composure doesn't change. If you know people who read body language, if they're looking at John Lynch, they're not getting any clues. He's not going to, the guy's good. Kyle doesn't show up anymore. Kyle gives clues. You know, and they're serious about this designation of responsibilities around the house. He wasn't even there. I said, usually they attend all these kind of conferences, they're together. Kyle's really not there. Okay. As I said, it hasn't been confirmed that the Niners are actually having a plan to trade down in this draft. The execution of the move may be extremely difficult if they do. Only 2 quarterbacks so far appear to be drawing first round consideration. Hey, you know what? That's BS. You know why? Milroe's going in the first round. But a lot of teams don't want to trade up to get Milroe, and they're not going to say anything. Actually, from what's been said about Milroe, and what I see a little bit of him on the tape, Shador may have some competition there as far as who wants to get who. I'll say. Yeah, but only 2 quarterbacks so far appear, keyword there, appear to be drawing first round consideration. The quarterback position is usually the biggest distraction for teams trading up. That's one of the reasons why I mentioned that. If teams aren't giving up everything they got. And this is why I think this is the first year in a long time that this happened last year, didn't it? Did anybody 2 or 3 days in advance trade up to the first round or second round or third round or anything like that? I don't think so. See, now, these quarterback week classes, I think the 49ers have set a new precedent. I know what you said, Ronbo, man, the 49ers ain't everything to be all of everything. No, but I do think, you build a team first, actually. You don't do it intentionally. The 49ers didn't do that intentionally. You build a force, and then you add the quarterback in. That could become a trend in the days ahead for the NFL. See, because we almost won that Super Bowl. You're not supposed to win a Super Bowl putting the quarterback he's only been in for a couple of seasons, unless he's got an army around him of executioners. And the 49ers did. And they went in there and, okay, you know what? Let us not remember or reminisce over misery. That Super Bowl was... Anyway, rumor has it that conclusion can be drawn that more teams are wanting to trade down than up this season. To the Niners phones we're going to go to discuss the possibility in and on every draft weekend regarding the balance between teams looking to trade up versus teams wanting to trade down. Niners could be pinned down in a crossfire, fam. You got nothing going down. Nothing coming up. So obviously nothing's going down. I can't wait to see how this works out. Although, that little bit did hit a snag because, as I say, nobody's saying anything about what's going on. Because the Niners, Adam Schefter starts with Adam does this every year. He's become the gospel, right? Niners may be looking to trade back in the first round of this year's draft. It sounds like they may not have any opportunity to do so. According to Adam Schefter, yesterday reported the Niners are one of 8, as I mentioned. Teams looking to trade down in the first round. The other 8 teams looking to drop back in this draft include the Jags, Panthers, of whom are the Panthers are picking ahead of the Niners, fam. What are they going to do, trade back to us? We're not trading up. Again, I just said that. It doesn't mean jack. The 49ers very well could be trading up if they see something they want. If you heard the conversation between John Lynch and the media today, John kind of left it open. He could go up. He really could. The Falcons, Hawks, Bucks, and Minnesota Vikings are the other teams looking to drop back for their picks as well. Where's the problem for San Francisco and the rest of the teams wanting to move down? As I mentioned, the market for a trade up isn't expected to be very popular. Schefter only cited the Denver Broncos as a team looking to move up. See, it's probably not a big deal. To some people, it's not. We have 11 picks. My thing is, you can extrapolate. If the 49ers have like 13 or 14 picks, then I'm thinking from the volume alone, the odds are that out of all those picks, I'm going to get maybe 6 or 7 guys. Well, maybe half is too much. I'm going to get at least 5 guys that could come in and kick ass right now. I don't want projects or guys put on a shelf because they're just, the only reason you got them is because they're injured right now, and you're going to bring them in, heal them up, and when they get back to feeling good, they're going to be a force. There's a few players like that in the draft this year, and I think that guy that's going to go, he would be going. Somebody said he would go first. What's the guy that's? I keep forgetting his name. You put these guys in incubation for a year, and the next year you've got like a draft pick that was put on layaway. That's just a damn force. You know, Drain Greenlaw came to us like that. There was something wrong with his knee, remember? Oh, those things don't happen often enough, though, so you can't trust that to always. You get lucky like that with Dre Greenlaw or other players down through history have done that, but not many. Per ESPN, though, there has been a lack of teams willing to trade up, and at least so far, as I mentioned, Denver is one of those. The Broncos have made inquiries about moving up in round 1, according to sources, but there aren't many others. This always could change, though, when players start falling and teams are on the clock. This is going to be the case, I think, anyway. Being pick 11 is actually a good position to be in due to the fact you can watch the activity on the board and then make a decision right around 5 or 6 and maybe pull the trigger on something like that. Like, hey, I know, you watch Draft Day, Kevin Costner. God, that's a good movie. So we can conclude, luck is going to be playing a huge role during opening night. That is all there is to it. And hopefully the Niners get lucky and a player slides out of the top 10 that entices them, like Denver, to jump up. And of course, ideally, there would be a player multiple teams suddenly want to move up for. The Niners can start that auction, baby. Give me a bid. That's the best you can do. All right, No, I'm just saying. I'll get back to you. Yeah, because I need 3 picks. You gotta. Hey, this time you got to start to do people up. So that has to be the best scenario. For now, the matter seems a little shaky for the first round, but we'll see. Lynch in that press conference, one interesting question that just jumped out to Lynch. The question was, Adam Schefter reported yesterday that you've been in contact with teams about potentially trading down. Johnny, did you mean for that to get out? No. Is that true? Is that something you'd be interested in? And you know, John, I can't tell you. And he says he had a good friend call me a couple of weeks ago, and he said, hey, we're the top 6, and I'm hearing you're calling everyone in the top 6, and you haven't called me, unquote. He goes on to say, quote, and I said to that person, I've known you for 30 years. You think if you're in the top 6 and I was truly doing that, I would have called you. God, John is good at this. An answer like that means, is it true or not? I was going to say, I think generally this time of year, you're kind of calling just because the draft breaks out, and you never know what's going to happen. You want to have done your work so that, hey, if you do want to go back, there's this opportunity. So you do kind of just go down the line saying, hey, not sure what we're going to do. If our guys are there, we'll probably stay put, but would you have an appetite to come up? That's good to know. John, you've ripened well as a GM. First couple of years, you and Kyle were probably a couple of jerks. But now, and I love the way you talked about they're a well-oiled machine, coaches and everybody get input in what they're going to do. I tell you something else too, fam. Continuity means everything, not only with players, but coaching staffs as well. You look at teams that have had huge success. You go back to the, you start with the Patriots. That's the standard. Look at the Chiefs. These teams that have coaching staffs for a long time that stay together, especially the offensive and defensive coordinators, the head coaches, do you notice that they kick ass? And teams that have that rotating turnstile out in the front of the organization door with coaches coming in and out, in and out, in and out, they're not doing jack. I mean, they're getting their ass handed to them constantly. They are the whipping boys of the NFL. So I'm thinking now, okay, Lynch, Kasurik, Shanahan, I know he's been part of the equation. And Robert Sala's been with us. He just took a little time off. This could be one of the best drafts the 49ers had in a long time, and last year's was pretty good. So you put all those things together. I'm not going to do the Dallas Cowboy and say things like Super Bowl bound. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I want to know what we look like around week 3 or 4, and then we can all make an intelligent assessment about that. And that's why I say, Lynch, John, you're going back. And I think most people thought you were going to do that. Oh, you know what I got to do? You know what? Let me do this real quick because I like Tony Nagatani. Tony reached out to me. We had talked about this earlier. He was going to come in and do a draft. Let me run it down to you real quick because it's Tony got some great grades. Okay. Let's see, round 1, 22. See, who's he? Oh. You know, Tony, you and Tony, both you guys went to the Saints. Interesting. I know, Tony, that's when Tony Nagatani says, great minds think alike, Ronbo. Tony, he's receiving from the Saints. The Saints pick 11, and we get around 1, pick 22, 20, 55, 80, is that 86, 126? Tony, that's a large haul. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Tony, I'm sorry. That's not the Saints. That's a Chargers logo. I'm sorry. My bad. Chargers! I could see Harbaugh try to fix that team up real quick. Remember, Trent Baalke was considered the draft ninja back then, right? Remember, he'd come in and Harbaugh would have 45, 50 picks and buy 2 players worth of damn when he'd come back. But I'm kidding. Trent Baalke actually made a few good picks. Anyway, round 1, pick 22, James Pierce Jr. Yes! Pierce Jr. Where's Pierce Jr. going, fam? Where's Pierce Jr.? Tony ATL. It's been suspected he may end up with you. Round 243, Tyleik Williams. By the way, edge defender as far as James Pierce goes. DI for Tyleik, defensive interior. Linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. out of South Carolina. Tony, you got an A on the first 2 guys. C+ for Demetrius Knight Jr. In fact, Tony, what's funny, you did this a few days ago. I just read today, round 3, Olafemi Dejo. Let me get that right. Olafemi Dejo. UCLA. You got an A- on that. If you can get him in round 3. If we can get him in round 3, the 49ers are going to pick him up. I got a feeling. I saw that as far as the 49ers predictions as well from the website. Round 3, 86, Kyle Williams. That guy that reminds you, wide receiver Kyle Williams, that people say, there's another Debo. Do you think the 49ers have the continued plans of the Debo style football? I guess everybody could use a Debo as long as he continues to be a Debo and not get hurt and have pull muscle issues. Round 3, tackle Charles Grant from Williams and Mary. I've heard about him. A- on that one, Tony. Round 4, 113, halfback Trevor Etienne. Wasn't there an Etienne a few years back that was a running back? Could they be related? That's round 4. Got a C- on that one. Kobe Bryant out of Kansas, cornerback. Got an A for that one, Tony. You get Kobe Bryant in the 4th round. I've heard his name a lot, actually. Round 5, 147. Logan Brown, tackle, Kansas. B+ on that T. Round 5. Tony, you got a lot of picks here, man. This is awesome work. Round 5, 160. Wide receiver, Jalen Lane, Virginia Tech. You got a C on that. R7, round 7, 227. Curtis Rourke, and you mentioned him. I hadn't checked him out yet. Curtis Rourke out of Indiana. Tony, they dropped an A on you. Curtis Rourke must be a better, I would imagine. But maybe it's the round you're picking him up in. If you can get Curtis Rourke in round 7, I guess you're doing a great job. That means we're going to do away with last year's pick? Without him? No, well, you know what? Maybe these kind of things, you just never know how they're going to evolve and turn into what. Round 7, 249. That's a tight end. Oronde Gaston, the second, Syracuse. B- on that grade. And round 7, 252. Holland Pierce, tackle. He goes to Rutgers, A-. You see, one thing about offensive linemen. Anyway, Tony, I wish we could have got a hold of you. There was room. I was looking for people, and I didn't get a response from a couple of people. So I reached out to you, and you just now got back to me a little. Actually, after we'd already gotten into this week, already made plans for this week. Doesn't matter, Tony. I'm like Tony Rengini. I'm keeping yours. And keep both you guys, and we'll get back to you and give you props on your foreseeing of the future. Fam, anyway, are you concerned with the amount of teams that have said, and as I mentioned, don't listen to what teams are saying, though. People are saying they're not going to trade up. Oh, I don't know. It has become less popular than it was a few years ago. Remember that trade up Jared Goff, Carson Wentz? They let people know a week in advance that that's what they were going to do. And Carson Wentz is pretty much done with the NFL. And Jared Goff has actually blossomed into a decent quarterback. All he had to do was leave the Rams. Anytime I can get a shot in at them friggin' Rams, I'll do it. Hey, Smooth, come on in, Smooth.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Smooth, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Oh, one more thing. I always correct myself if I'm wrong because I don't want to come off as fake. Remember I told you about that interview with Sean Lynch and Brock?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 parts to that.
Okay.
The one I thought was the first one, that was AI.
Everybody falls victim to that. Don't feel bad.
But no. I know, but check this out. When you said something that stuck with me, I had to go back and check it out. We said, that's not Brock's character. And I was like, damn, he was right. Then my cousin said, nah, leave, cuz, nah, that was AI. Say, nah. He said, he didn't say nothing. He just listened to what Lynch said, then just nodded his head. And that was the end of that. But AI made him talk and say something he wouldn't even say it. I just want to clear it out because I don't like coming out fake.
Smooth, it's okay, man, because I've been telling people for like a whole year. You know, guys, I got to tell you, AI is probably going to be just as much a pain in the ass as it is going to be helpful. Because Brock's out of practice.
I'm not going. I was in the hospital at the time, but when I got out, I brought that to your attention. But I was doped up on that morphine and all that. So
you know how good you sound today?
I was tripping.
God, man, you sounded fresh today too.
That morphine, I was out all day, just knocked out. So So my body's numbed up, so I don't feel no pain. So I feel
Good.
rejuvenated.
Good.
So when I feel good, let me go on and go whatever you want to, whichever way you want to go.
I'm
Oh,
concerned
faithful,
about
thanks
this.
for the prayers too.
Oh, we're going to
Thank
keep
you.
them coming,
Okay.
too.
Hey, Smooth.
Yeah, man.
Good to hear from you, man.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, bro. All the love, all the love. I swear, bro, all the
Good
love.
call.
I wish I could just grab y'all and just embrace y'all. But
Big hug.
y'all feel me.
That'd
Y'all
be
feel
so
me.
awesome.
Y'all feel me.
Smooth. I'm like, the trade up, the trade down situation. I thought about that briefly when you first talking about it because everybody wants the 49ers. Well, not everybody, but some people want the 49ers to trade up, and some people want them to stay pat.
Ronbo.
Go ahead.
You remember I said this draft is the most deepest draft we ever seen.
Yeah.
How deep is it really? That's why teams don't really have to move because the players that they want, if a player wants a DN, a linebacker, it all depends on where they're sitting at.
Round 2 or 3.
They can get that player. They don't have to move. They do not have to move.
And give up
capital. You know what Lynch said today in that interview?
Yeah.
If you caught it?
Yeah, I did.
He said, I played it. Okay, I rewinded back. He said that there's 20 players that they have that can go number 1.
Yeah.
20 players. And you know what? I believe that because look at all the players that we drafted in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round that walked and they got bigger contracts. Yeah. We had the most free agents that walked on 49ers to go through all the teams around the league. Right. We had 9 players that got big contracts that left the Niners. Niners know how to draft, man. So, whatever way they go, I'm good with it.
I think. Yeah.
Huh?
I think we're ranked number 6 for personnel as far as the draft goes. Like you're saying, players leave and go get big contracts everywhere else. Yeah. People do believe in the 49ers.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
They said Lynch, this is his best time of the year. He loved the draft. He loved this. Look what he's done. Players that nobody else wanted, he turned them into stars. Now look, they're going to got big contracts.
Yep.
Everybody looking at the Niners, man.
We can feel confident. We can feel comfortable and confident about that. Yeah, I like that. That's why I know.
If they move up, if they draft up, they'll draft up with Jacksonville, New England, or the Giants. Those 3 right there. Uh-huh. Or they can just set put and draft up with Miami. They can do well if they draft back. They can draft all back with Miami, the Colts, Atlanta Falcons, or the Cards. But the Cards, they did business once before, but not not really.
Yeah.
So behind the Cardinals 16th, and Cincinnati is 17th. But they can draft back like 4 spots and clean up. Because like Lynch said, they have 20 players on their board that can go number 1.
And
that they know that's on their board that fit their scheme. Let me get that correctly. That fit their scheme. Not other teams, they scheme.
See, that's the important part right there. And he says he can get them all back in rounds 2 and 3 even. So, the 49ers are not worried.
They knocked it out the park last draft, last year, and we was kind of concerned and when that many stars coming out. But this draft right here, all this potential stars is coming up, there's no way they can miss. They go clean up. They're going to clean up. They will have backups. Our depth will be just as good as last year's depth because the depth we going to have, they're going to be ranked 2 and late 1s. Just sitting there. We're going to be stacked, bro. And they're all going to make the squad because we have a lot of holes.
Spots. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah. So I can see them. Before I let you go, Sports Illustrated came out today. And beat writer, let me get his name right, Connor R. came out and said the Niners at number pick 11. His sources, his Sports Illustrated, telling him the Niners will pick edge rusher, Jalen Walker.
Yeah, these are names that aren't getting a lot of loud hoorah around them.
But you know what I love about the Niners and Lynch? The names that they talking about, nobody's even talking about.
Every year, except for the first year. And that was the worst year.
And what do the faithful say? Who is that?
Every year. I'm stop doing that.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it this year, Smooth.
Man,
I'm not going to sit there and say,
I believe him.
That? I ain't doing it.
I believe him. When they got Ronaldo Green, when they drafted him, and everybody wanted to see how he do,
Yeah.
bruh,
I
I was like, nah, this
What's a Ronaldo
is
Green?
who he is. He a dog. He a dog.
And
He
he
a
said it
dog.
on the phone. Smooth. Kick back, relax, man. We're going to continue. I'm going to see you. I'm actually draft night. I thought I was going to be able to get in here tomorrow, but draft night. Smooth. We're going to be celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you. That pick's
2
going to be
days,
special.
2 days away.
Yes, indeed.
Can't come fast enough. 2 days away, bro. All right, faithful. Thanks once again for all the
Thank
love
you.
and the prayers. And yeah, I could have kept going because my body's doped up, but
You
I know
sound
you got other callers.
Smooth. You sound great.
Yeah.
Tell you. All right, fam.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see you draft night.
Okay.
We're gonna talk
All right,
about
man.
the draft
Thank you.
afterward
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for the time.
Fam.
All right.
Smooth. Thanks.
Shout out to yourself. Shout out to yourself. Great job.
Thanks,
All right.
fam. Thanks, Smooth.
All right. Okay.
This guy's gonna become a. I need to talk about put a fat head of Smooth back here on a photo. The dude is. He's inspiring, you know. Hey yo, Matty S.
Ronbo.
Man, there's so many things to be concerned and worried about for this draft, like we do every year. And Matty, from what Smooth just said something that we should realize from now on, when you've never heard of a guy that the 49ers are pulling in the draft, it doesn't mean anything. I didn't know what a Dre Greenlaw was.
No, it really doesn't.
I didn't know what I didn't know what Ronaldo Green. Who's that? And Ronaldo's on the phone.
Who's George Kittle?
That's that guy that they were out there looking at. They were looking for C.J. Beathard, right? Hey, who's that guy?
Yep.
Who's that guy Beathard's throwing to? Oh, that's George Kittle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up, homie.
Thanks. We'll keep that. And
So-
the next thing you know, he's in San Francisco.
Yep.
So you know.
No, it was good thinking. Good thinking on Smooth's part. Yeah, Smooth, homie, you're right on point there, brother. So, yep.
It's amazing.
And Smooth sounded way better tonight,
He
man.
sounded like himself today.
Yeah, dude. The prayers are working, bro. We're all praying for you, bro.
Stay with us, Smooth. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Matty.
We got it. We got this.
We
It's
do,
like
Matty.
Christmas Eve early a little.
I know, right? It's kind of exciting. It's the same feeling I got.
It
You
is.
know what? The Super Bowl is nausea, anxiety, because of the fact that we don't want to go in there and get our ass beat again, and that's why. You know
Yeah,
what, Manny? That's why we
100%.
take it so hard, because the first Super Bowl I didn't have a lot of high expectations. I was hoping we'd win, so it hurt, but not like this one. This one, we're the badasses of the NFL. We lost. Oh, so that hurt.
It hurts even worse.
It does.
Hurts even worse, dude.
It's the way we lost too.
Cuts
A
deeper,
couple
bro.
of us. Anyway, Matty, what are you thinking,
Bro.
man, about this draft?
Yeah.
Trade up, trade down? Are you concerned with this? Are you fine
not-
staying at 11?
I'm fine staying at 11, but at the same time, man, like I've said it multiple times, I'm okay with going. It depends on how you look at it. Like when you say trade down, you mean trade down to like a lower number? I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if they traded back to, we're at 11. Maybe they trade back into the 20s or something,
Yeah, because they know what they're doing. And other
Get some
teams,
value,
Matty, and by doing that, other teams that don't do as well as the 49ers do in the draft, other than Howie Roseman over in Philadelphia, we're going to beat their ass.
Yeah.
I think the 49ers may have one of the better groups of people to pick players, as far as John was describing his staff, the scouts that spend their time on the road all the time, singing like, what's his name? Trailers for sale. I mean, these guys are, Willie Nelson, on the road again.
Yeah.
Those
On
guys,
the road again, yep.
They're dedicated to what they do. They find the right guys. So.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like, I almost lost my train of thought there, but dude, I'm not. The way I see it is, unless you're really looking for somebody particular that you can't wait later in the draft for, or at least later in the first round for, there's no really even need to stay at 11.
Yeah.
If somebody else could give you even a later round draft pick, and then like their later first round pick, like there's another person you can bring on the roster and look at. So I'm not opposed to going backwards a little bit, I guess you could say. I think it might be a smart move because like the dude you're going to get it in the 20s, like maybe he could be got in the second round.
Yeah. And continue to drop.
So
Yeah. Midway through
Yeah.
20 is not a bad spot, even like you're saying. I don't want to
No,
go. I don't want
not
to
at
go
all.
much past that. But depending on how many picks they pick up, but because I want to see somebody who's a golden boy. And every year, man, the golden boys come in. They get drafted up in the first 10, 15. And how many of them really are success stories immediately after? Or even years to come after that? I
Very
got to
few.
look at that and see how many guys, what's the percentages? Because I'm sure they got that broken down.
Not too many, man. Not too many. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, it's a lot of them fizzle out, and I just had somebody in my brain, and that one left too. So having a brain fart of a night. But no, it's just I think if we get some value later in the round, like that's what I was gonna say. You know, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, 20 is probably a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So-
also things like Big Show and I used to talk about the draft all the time for years. We've been doing this. Don't get a wide receiver in the first round. It's really scary about the
No, we don't need
wide
one.
receivers in the first round. They almost inevitably every time end up getting hurt early. They go down, and it's never something that he can come back from in a week or so. He's going to be out for weeks. This happens year after
Yeah,
year.
like half the season.
Yeah. Cornerbacks.
We can't afford that, dude.
No, cannot.
Cornerback would be nice.
CBs, though, they do better. They stay on the field. Your Sauce Gardners, the guy that was picked up by the Broncos. Anyway, these guys are legit. They come into the league and they do well. This is why Will Johnson, I kind of do want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that either, dude. That'd be a hell of a pickup, bro. That guy, I'll be honest. So cornerback would be nice.
Yeah.
A nice edge rusher would be nice.
Edge rushers.
Any offensive line help would be nice.
Yeah. William Roberts is
We talk about that regularly.
Walter Nolan, who got a lot of press. Nolan is picked to go late in the first round too, Matty. I don't know. These guys make
That's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah. Especially a quarterback. This is not a quarterback-heavy draft. How does Walter Nolan fall that far?
No, it's not. No, it's very rare that it's a quarterback-heavy draft. I mean, it's not.
Hasn't been for the
Seems
last.
to every 2-3 years.
Yeah, you're right. It's not every year, but every 2-3 years,
No.
teams think they
Seems
see
to
their
be.
franchise quarterback and go in and make that leap.
Yeah.
So
We've seen a lot of people fall off too that we thought were great. You know, you mentioned Carson Wentz, man. I thought he was gonna.
I
thought he was just gonna end up being franchise stuff for the
badass.
rest of his career. He came out. He came out looking good, man. So it's,
tough guy.
I think that was all mental.
He got hurt. That ankle thing, because he was
Hurt.
driving the Eagles, and then he can't even go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What's his name comes in and gets all the love and all the glory. I said, that's so sad. If I'm Carson Wentz, I'm sick. And then they want to start Bolts. What's his name? Todd. What was his name? Was it the quarterback that had been a
team?
back? What? The quarterback who won
What
for the
team?
Eagles. No.
The one that won the Super Bowl for him
Yeah.
because the other dude was out.
Yeah. Carson Wentz went down. What's his name? Todd Bolt?
Yeah. No.
No, this is
Why am I drawing a blank? I know you're talking about. I can envision him.
You know what? Oh, we did it, man.
Yeah.
We went too far. Listen, let me see you draft night because we're having too much fun here. Let me see you draft night.
Oh yeah.
And
All right,
and see what we
buddy.
get.
Sounds good. I can't wait. Heck yeah, buddy. I'm excited. What time are you
Two.
coming in?
A little bit before the draft starts. The draft starts at 8. I'll be in about 20, 30 minutes
yes.
before. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, about normal time.
All right.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait.
Daddy.
All right,
Have
buddy.
a great night, fam.
Night, buddy.
All
You
right.
too.
Triple A. God, who was that quarterback that came in for the Eagles? And then the next year, Carson had a problem gaining his job. He said, Carson, you know what? How about let me out of here? Hey, Triple A.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Triple A. Yeah, I bet you know. What's the name of that?
Today's my birthday.
Ah, that's right. That's right. What is the name of that quarterback that came in, replaced Carson Wentz, went to the Super Bowl, beat Tom Brady, and has since disappeared? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Nick Foles. And where has anybody seen Nick Foles? Triple A. We get Triple A?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nikita, I should ask you first. Nick Foles. Thanks, guys. Triple A, are you ready? Let's get that birthday song for the birthday boy today. He's Triple A. Wait. Happy draft night preview to that birthday boy. Here's Aaron. Happy Niners birthday, Aaron. Gonna get the pick you want, Aaron. He's gonna lead this team like nobody else. Happy Niners! It's good luck time, Aaron. Your birthday, same time as draft night. Hey, I just realized something though, Aaron. Your birthday comes every year during draft weekend, or close to it.
Yeah, mine's birthday is April 22nd, so yeah, that's around the time the draft is.
The draft is always in the 20s, mid-20s and on, yeah. Well, Aaron, you know, I think some people put this stuff out here just to freak people out because anything can happen during draft night. You know, the 49ers never trade players for picks that I can remember. I was thinking we might do that with Debo or BA this last year. Because, you know, BA was making everybody mad. Try to get some picks. And Debo has been making people mad for a long time. Aaron, do we overreact sometimes about the players we get mad at? Should we calm down and not overreact every time a player pisses you off, especially good players? Now, George Kittle today did not report into camp. Now, does anybody get mad? I am not mad. We let people slide that we really like, and then the ones we got marginal feelings for, we get mad. But George Kittle didn't report in, but Fred Warner did. And our quarterback, he's got a lot millions. What if he goes out there and gets hurt? What if Fred goes out there and gets hurt? These guys are 49ers for frigging life. They're out there at OT. Team started activities today. Brock Purdy and Fred Warner out there. They're not worried about no contract. George, on the other hand, says, guys, I'm getting a little older now, and I can't afford to get hurt. Which I understand. I don't know if Trent Williams is out there either. I didn't see the roll call. Triple A, what are you thinking about the draft? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, from last year, you know, when the 49ers drafted Renard Green, like, we all said, who is that? Like, we never heard of him before. But then when he stepped on the field, like, he was good. So,
I mean,
you know, same for Pearsall. Like, we thought that was kind of a reach. But you know, as he stepped on the field, like later on, you know, after the shooting, you know, he was starting to get better. So, I mean, it's up to the 49ers who they like. Like,
yeah.
So,
because they know who applies to their program better than anybody else. This is why you can't beat. Best player available doesn't always apply to the 49ers. He may be just a badass, but he doesn't work for us. He's got to have something else. Like a wide receiver that needs a ball most of the game or something like that, he can't play for the 49ers, especially if he can't block.
Yeah, because Kyle likes his receivers to block too. So yeah,
He's serious about that too, ain't he? But Kyle, he ain't playing. Kyle doesn't care how good you are. You can't block. Can't play on my team.
yeah.
He'll stick to it too, and he'll look to get rid of you. Dante Pettis. Triple A, you remember that weekend Dante got 2 or 3 snaps during the whole game? That's when things started going south with Dante Pettis and Kyle Shanahan. And the reporters asked, Coach, Dante Pettis only got in 3 snaps today. And Kyle Shanahan, I wasn't aware of that. I don't send players in and out. I'll have to keep an eye on that. You know, we got some funny coaches and staff, man. You got Kyle, who doesn't mind lying to you, and you can tell he's lying. And then you got John Lynch, who'll lie to you with a smile on his face and make you trust and believe in him. I love it. Go ahead, fam.
But yeah, because last year we drafted in the draft we drafted like 4 or 5 good players, like with Pearsall, Bernard Green, Dominic Pooney, Mustafa, and Garendo. So
yeah,
but we
that's
got
a lot for one draft.
I think I know, like that's pretty good though. So
I love it. And I didn't know Garendo. I didn't know Green. I definitely didn't know Pooney, or what a Pooney was. I mean, these guys, they're not on the red carpet on opening night. See, the NFL picks out certain players that they can preview and build it up like some kind of a Grammy or Oscar ceremony. And then we find out later the real stars are coming up in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round, baby. There's some.
but the Thursday night is going to be really interesting.
Hell yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait. Big Show says Tyler Warren is his prediction at 11, or if we trade down a smidge. Can you see that? Triple A like that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I doubt it happens, but if it do,
we didn't see Ricky Pearsall coming last year either, so you know. And if George keeps holding out, and it looks like he's going to, between now and that could actually have an impact on the thinking on the big board. I don't think so, but I'm just, you know. And George isn't really, I don't know if he's holding out as much as, well, we'll see. But you know how they do, AAA. The 49ers have not come to terms yet with Brock Purdy or George Kittle, and we're talking like this is June. And now I'm getting mad, you know. Fam, happy birthday to AAA. I'm going to see you draft night during and after, all right? So we can say things like,
Ronbo, thank you. All right, Ronbo, thank you for the birthday wish, and have a good night.
My pleasure. Night, fam. And you know, we did the big show already. Are you ready for some chocolate? It's sweet like chocolate. A white chocolate. Hey, Trey, get in there, man.
Ronbo! Coming off of Easter, I hope y'all are still ready for some more chocolate in the white fashion.
I know, you know.
It's white chocolate coming in hot.
You know, potatoes, chocolate, anything but eggs. Hey.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man, because you know the draft is coming up. And one thing 49ers can do, it's like Christmas. You know, when you ask your moms to get you this, that, and this and that, and moms bring you something. I mean, dad, both of them, they bring you great stuff, you know. So, you know, the 49ers, we got our wishes, what we want them to get. But some of it's fantasy. Some of it makes no sense. It's not applicable. But the 49ers be picking up some good stuff, man. I just realized we need to appreciate that. 49ers know what they're doing with that draft these days. But there may be a problem. If we want to trade down, maybe there may be not enough teams trading up because there's not a lot of quarterbacks worth going after this year that you need to trade up for. And if there's nobody trading up, there's nobody going to be able to trade down very well. So, I was thinking about, wow, 49ers might have to stand pat if they're looking to load up. But that could change, though, man. But what are you thinking?
I mean, Ronbo, I said this earlier in the chat. I mean, it's interesting because, first of all, I want to say I really hope they don't trade up, right? Just because, they have 11 more picks next year, Ronbo. And so I think what everyone keeps getting caught up in, and me too at some points, but I think everyone keeps getting caught up in, we need to fill every pick this year. And in reality, like I said, they got 11 more next year.
Yeah.
And you know what, Ronbo? We just got to take a nice chunk out this year so that we can be competitive, with that, easy schedule. And then, we can fill in the gaps next year. But so I really hope they don't trade up. In terms of trading back, Ronbo, I think it's really going to come down to, again, I said this earlier, I think it's going to come down to Shedeur and just whether or not whoever wants him thinks that they can. Yeah, because, Ronbo, let's talk about this real quick with him. How crazy is it that he went from being a potential first overall pick to now no one knows where the hell he's going to be. You know what I mean?
No. This happens every year, at least a couple of people.
Potential first. Yeah. He literally, he was right up there with Ward, and now it's, like I said, obviously the Steelers come to mind and whoever else, but
the
like
Steelers,
I said, it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
The Steelers don't know what to do when it comes to quarterback. If the Steelers are smart, if Cam and Shedeur are gone, Steelers pick up Milroe. Stop. I don't. The Steelers there's something wrong with what they're doing these days, but they need a quarterback worth a damn. Because it looks funny to see the Steelers continue to suck every year. Yeah, they get 500. Everybody says, well, they've always made 500. Well, you know what? That's not Steeler football.
Yeah.
6-time world champs. They got it. They can do better. And the same people say that about us too. 5-time world champs. You guys do better too. Yeah, but at least we show up at the dance. Now, we don't always come out with the date, but we do show up at the damn dance. Oh, yeah. We go into the Super Bowl and then come out and got your ass beat again.
Here's the thing, Ronbo. The thing with the Steelers is, I'm here in PA.
That's right. Okay.
I'm in enemy territory out here in PA. But the thing with the Steelers is, I don't want to go too into this, but they're always kind of, they're always just good enough where they don't get like a top pick, but they're bad enough. You know what I mean? They're always kind of right in the middle. They can never really go one way or the other. But like I said, I really think people have Shedeur, kind of linked to them, and I think it's going to come down to him in terms of whether or not the Niners can really move back. I just think it's going to be tough, but we'll see. You know how it is with quarterbacks. There could be 4 in the top 10. There could be, 2 in the first 2 rounds. You know what I mean? So
Shedeur could suddenly. Here's the thing, Trey. There's also the rumor that Shedeur could end up. Him and Brady are good friends already. He could end up in Vegas. And the thing is, Vegas has they know Geno's only going to be a 2-year project, and most of his contract is going to go till 26. You get Shedeur in there. He can learn. He can train up for a couple of years. It makes sense. JT is. I want that number back on the 49ers so bad, but still, he could be a Raider.
Not a bad idea. You know who else I was thinking too was the Browns. I know, and I'm just saying because I know obviously it looks like they're going to take Hunter.
They're going to. They're under too much pressure now.
But I I think they're a candidate where I could see them trading back up to maybe get Shadur, somewhere maybe in the middle of the first round or somewhere because, they kept Myles Garrett. Obviously, they threw a Brinks truck of money at him.
Oh, yeah, they're still delivering
But I
money.
think somewhere along the lines, they told him they had some quarterback plans that didn't involve, Joe Flacco or whoever the hell they picked up.
He's over there.
'Cause-
He's got a place in Cleveland now.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see them. Like, I could see teams like that even maybe getting back up into the mix. You know what I mean? So
I do.
But I don't know,
Sam,
Ronbo.
We got to go though. Let me see you. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Trey. Let me see draft night and after, but we can be talking it up. I can't wait.
All right, Ronbo. Hey, the time always goes quicker than I hope. But hey, let me get a Ronbo's. Let me get a Niners dollar real quick, Ronbo.
Incoming Niner. Wait, hold a second. It's starting problem here. I got to change those points.
Wow, beautiful as always. Hey, Ronbo, love you, love the platform, man. Bang, bang, white chocolate out. I'll talk to you soon, man. Take care.
All right, man. Looking forward. Night, Trey. Rudy, Pony. Okay, let's see if your boys win every time this year while you talking trash about a rookie that wasn't even supposed to be starting. You know what? Also, I saw your boy Fisk get handled. There's a clip. That pass that Debo missed, your boy Verse was getting handled. You don't act like you win every match, brah. You look like a fool lying like that. Hey, yo, E.
Well, Bo, what's good with you?
E, man, it's like a lot of us plan on the 49ers dropping back in the draft, get a couple extra picks, because we can find gems late round first, 7th round, 6th round. You know about us in the 5th round. We don't need no special place in the draft. We're going to find, if they're out there and they're good, 49ers going to find them, right? So I was thinking the more picks we get, the bigger chance we have to build a bigger team. Quick! But ain't nobody talking about trading up. Now, they might do a draft night, but you know how they usually do? The New York Giants have already traded up to the number 1 position so they can pick up Cam Ward. You don't hear anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's kind of funny how people keep it quiet. We got 24 hours to go before quiet is going to end.
Well, one thing we know is not quiet. And I think Lynch said it in one of they did some calls before yesterday, before today, all that to get a feel of what the teams were like or what they wouldn't like. Now, these teams lie all day through this draft process.
Got to. Yeah. Don't want anybody to know your business.
Now, one thing I will say, I'm happy to hear from you, Smooth. I love you to death. You're a 49er guru. But I don't believe what you were just saying. Like, we mess up so much in the draft, and we kind of give the cake, ice cream, and kick caboodles to one pick. Oh, just say George Kittle. We picked George Kittle, but we picked 5, 6 other tight ends.
Oh, since then?
Who ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, since then,
You picked, you know what, though? That's a weak spot. Because the 49ers, they rarely fail with linebackers. Well, we can't pick a tight end to save our life.
Don't say that. We can't keep saying that, too, because
I'm just
Hurd and Willis is still question marks for 3 years.
For who?
Willis, the 2 linebackers we were trying to replace Greenlaw with.
Oh, Winters and
Willis and what's the?
They're still a work in progress, though. But you're right,
That's what I'm
because the other guys
saying.
came right in. But Winters ain't bad. Winters has just got to learn how to. His technique has to improve. Winters will hit you so hard, the dude be laying in the ground, but so does he.
He hurt himself.
Yeah, I know.
All right, but
what are you doing?
that ain't gonna help. Fourth quarter.
I know. And he's laying out.
You know what I'm trying to say? You gotta
half.
be,
I know.
you got to be mentally prepared for this stuff, and mentally, I don't think he's prepared because he hasn't showed me that yet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
So now we're sitting here with. Let's go back to the offensive side because we can't get no separation. How are we getting separation if we just lost 2 of our starting wide receivers?
Okay, let's see what Ricky Pearsall looks like before we just write that off as a fail.
I'm not
I got to feel Ricky
fail.
Pearsall. No, I'm just saying you lose one, you gain one. That's okay, right?
All right, we lost 2.
How do you feel about Debo?
One.
Share with us. How do you feel about Debo? Because Debo got on my nerves a few times last year, and the year before too, a couple times.
When he was on the field catching the ball, he was running over people. He was doing things. A quarterback will get on your nerves. Brock Purdy gonna get on your nerves when he throws interception with 3 people open.
Yeah.
Warner's gonna get on your nerves when he misses tackles. Bosa gonna get on your nerves getting stiff arm for 15 yards.
Okay. Well, okay. In fairness to Bosa, though, we've seen that happen one time. Now this is a tribute to Bosa because it never happens. But the one time it did happen, people will not get up off of that.
Same as the drops. Same as Debo drop.
No, Debo dropped the ball more than once. Ball
Miami
bouncing all off his chest, and Brock Purdy getting credit for an INT and touchdown that would have beat the Rams and make Rudy shut the hell up. Debo drops that day. It's things like that. Debo just has those moments that are just, ooh, Debo, not
up
now. So,
up and down. But he has some up moments. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
plenty.
We can't just keep, like you said, we can't just keep dwelling on the down moments and not the up moments.
No,
and everybody's gonna have down and up moments. But all right, let's get to the point where we at now. The draft is here. Where are we going tomorrow?
And
are we getting to the playoffs? I asked you this 2 months ago. Are we getting to the playoffs this year? Because we talking about 10 draft picks next year. I don't care if you got 20 draft picks. If you pick the wrong person, you still got 20 dead legs.
Okay,
or
but
40
dead
legs.
Hey, the draft is a crap. It's a shot in the dark. Every team suffers the same way with them draft picks. That's not just us. We do better than most. Actually,
we elite. We elite.
Yeah.
We got to start staying what they doing and start being better than them, not like them.
No, Ian, you haven't heard? 49ers, as far as success rate and good players, why do you think we had one of the best rosters in the league for about 3 years running? That was no accident or just a coincidence.
Do we have the best roster now?
Well, those guys got old picks. And they had to leave.
No, we could have had draft picks good because it would have been sustained. 8 years, we got one good draft pick.
We don't overdo it with free agency. You know this. Most of our stuff is homegrown.
We 4-4. We have 4 good seasons, 4 bad seasons.
Well,
we got to learn how to. Right? Am I right or wrong with that?
No. I'm saying it's just an evolving thing. You can't. These guys get so good they get paid and they gotta go for the most part because we can't pay them all. Right? This is just a natural progression.
Correct.
Of your good teams.
But that's why you have the draft, and then you replace the people who is coming, who getting bigger contracts with people who not getting bigger contracts with the rookies. But we're not doing that. We're sitting here 0 now because we're sitting here not picking the right players. They say, "Oh, don't pick a running back in round 3." It ain't the round. It ain't.
Let me ask you this: how did you feel about last? We're out of time though. How did you feel about last year's draft? Then you don't think anything was good about that?
Perfect.
Oh,
that was the best draft
you just
in 8 years. No, it's the best draft pick in 8 years.
Well, yeah. It's been a learning progress. Shannon and Lynch both came in and haven't learned. Listen to John talk now, though. They know what they're doing. You can expect good things from here on, and really few fails. We got to jump up out of here, though, fam. Production throws us off. Hey, I'll see you.
Hey, Dorothy. Ronbo. I don't say Dorothy, though, but click your heels and hope for the best. I'm sorry. Ronbo, I love you, baby.
Lynch is clicking. I got to find them shoes. I had them I lost the
Yes.
last one. I got. Let me
Because
see.
I don't trust them no more. I don't trust them these guys no more. They like I said, they smelling.
What is this? Tommy Huxley says, Rudy. Oh, is this something else? Hey, let me see you draft night. All right, I can't wait.
You know I'm gonna be here. You know
All
I'm
right.
gonna be there.
Appreciate you, fam.
All right, love y'all. Ronbo Sports,
Hey,
let's go.
love
Let's
you,
get it.
fam.
Niner Nation, Niner Empire, let's go.
90. Tommy the
No.
Blues man. Tommy says, Rudy, no touchdown versus the 29th ranked D. You know, Rabin, this is why I hate losing a game to him. If you don't sweep him, he will take his 1 or 2 wins out of 50 friggin' wins and talk major crap. Rudy, the hell is wrong with you? Hey, Quentin, come on in here, man.
Ronbo?
Yeah, Quentin, come on
Ronbo?
in, man. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Hey.
loud and clear. Come on in.
My favorite 49ers fan, Ronbo.
Thanks, Quentin. Wait, Quentin, where are you calling from?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hey, all right. Well, Quentin,
So-
it's good to know because, like, you got any number of options you could be supporting living in that area. This is what 49er fans, we don't care where we are. The Niner Empire expands across the planet. You know, we got fans in Europe. I mean, Australia, the Asian continent. We used to have a Japanese colony there all the time. Well, America, I mean, you know, it's a brand. So, you know.
That's why we take over stadium.
There you go. And Puka Nakua will tell you
and-
that.
Oh,
Twig.
well, the 49ers never pick who I want them to pick. But I would love for him to take that corner, Will Johnson. Just to
I want
shut
him too.
Puka to do it down.
Oh.
And have him and Diamador and Lador on the other side. Nobody would score on them.
And Renardo Green.
We could have. Oh, I could play D tackle and get in there. Those guys are going to be covered. I'm predicting a lot of if they do that. I'm predicting a lot of turnovers because those guys are going to be blanketed on those guys. But
That's gonna help
the
Nick
49ers
Company.
never pick who I want them to pick.
Don't
But
count Will Johnson
I think
out.
I'm
he
sure
might still be in this mix. Because if the 49ers can't move at 11, they're going to take him. I got a feeling. He's too good. The 49ers have been wanting to shut down corner since Richard Sherman left. Demo does a good job. Him and Renardo both are going to be tough. But what if you added one more? Now we got a no-fly zone like nobody in the NFL.
Oh man, I would love that. Well, Guy Haberman reported today that the Cleveland Browns and New York Giants are both are they want to trade down and get rid of their pick.
What?
So, and he also said that the 49ers should have Tyler, the tight end Tyler
Warren?
and the guy from Tyler Warren and the guy from Michigan, the defensive tackle. Both of those guys will be available for him at 11. They're going to have a tough choice to choose from, but they'll probably go defense.
Oh. Yeah, that dude with that Michigan I understand he is, bar none, the best DT in this draft.
He's a wrestler, and so he really understands leverage.
Oh, that's the guy they were talking about.
He'd be devastating. But what I wanted to tell you about was this is a prediction for me. I think the 49ers are going to trade to get back into the first round. They did it in 2017 when they
Picked up
Thomas,
Reuben
and then they got
Foster.
back in to get Reuben Foster.
Yeah.
And then they did it again in 2020 when they got Kinlaw and Brandon Ayuk. And everybody says that the 49ers are going to make moves. I think they're going to somehow get back into the first round and get 2 first-round picks. That's my opinion. We'll see if I'm wrong.
Who would they be going after on those 2 picks? The first pick would be to get who?
It would have to be if that D tackle from Michigan is available, he'd be the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and everybody would understand why.
But the guy Aberman, he said it was going to be a tackle from the tackle would be the second pick from I think it was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
No, it was no, it wasn't Ole Miss. It was I think it was Ohio State.
Oh God, these guys' names.
And the last guy on the thing talking about the 49ers picks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just tell me one team in the league that nails it every single time on the draft picks?
That's what I was trying to tell E. It's the draft it's hard to just pick nothing but studs. You can have a percentage of them that are going to be good. If you're lucky, a third of your picks are good. But yeah, that's Howie Roseman is like a genius. Roseman continues to do well with that draft every year. Roseman, to me, is the standard. Everybody else falls behind him. But the 49ers have done well, better than most. We're like number 6 in NFL as far as picking out quality talents out of the draft.
Well, Roseman just barely started doing good. He hasn't always.
Yeah, he had bad years. It takes a while, you know?
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think for the most part, the 49ers have nailed it. Like, look how many free agents we lost. These are guys that we drafted.
And they're getting paid.
So John Lynch knows what he's doing. And the 49ers are going to nail it again. They're going to knock it apart. We're going to win the West.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now. It's my prediction.
I got a feeling too.
We had the Rams beat twice.
Yeah.
We beat the Rams
and we had how many injuries?
On field goals,
we had half a roster laying on the floor, and they escaped twice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams are a lot of we look good. Yeah, okay, take that whooping and shut up. So yeah, I ain't worried about the Rams.
Christian McCaffrey is the key.
Oh yeah, see, and he's back 100% healthy.
Yep.
Lights out, Rams.
So we're going to win the West.
Yeah. We just got to stay healthy, though. See, that's what's going to hurt.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, Quentin. Am I the only one that team makes me paranoid? The Cardinals are tailor-made. If there's a team that's tailor-made to give the 49ers a hard time, it's the Cardinals. This has been going on for years. Kyler Murray is
even if we lose to the Cardinals.
In the ass. God.
Even if we lose to the Cardinals twice, we're beating the Rams twice and we're beating Seattle twice. Yeah. We're going to win the West.
If for no other reason, but Puka Nacua come, the 49ers, and they pay Brock Purdy, their Super Bowl window closed. You're going to see Brock Purdy play his best football this year against the Rams. I think he has that much pride, you know. You're going to come over and disrespect me like that, huh? Okay, let's see. Let's play.
Talk about it, bro. Talk about it.
Can't wait.
A rookie talking that junk. A rookie coming in talking that junk. He doesn't have no clue.
I mean, what are you talking about, Pook? I like you're a good player and everything, but you need to shut the hell up. You just got here. God. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see that. I like that win in the West, though. Vegas says we're going to win the West. But it's about the players on the field and staying healthy, though. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Quentin.
Well, I'm pretty confident.
Great to meet you, too. All right? You know?
The pleasure's all mine.
And I tell you what, I'll be back.
The pleasure's all mine. I love your show.
Oh, thanks, Quentin. Well, we'll be back draft night, as you probably already know. I've mentioned that too many times already. And afterward, too. Get in here, because we're going to get everybody's feeling about that draft. We don't care how late it is.
And your boy Big Show.
Yeah.
Always wrong. Always wrong. I'll leave you with that.
Hey, you're near with the consensus. Joe has a following that feels the same way. Night, fam.
When they signed IU, we didn't hear from Big Show for months.
I know. Joe's still trying to get over
Love
that.
you, Ronbo.
Love you back, fam. Have a great night. Show, I meant to ask you about that. So you did take off for a sabbatical for a little while there. Well, I don't know what that was about, but yeah, Show. I've been meaning to ask you about that. You come on back and Show he went on hiatus because he had some kind of he was involved in something, but that was a very convenient reasoning to give us that it was important and that you needed to tend to that. Hey, Stephen.
What's up, Ronbo?
Stephen, Man, I'm telling you right now, this speculation before the draft is always fun. Trading up, trading down, for the reason that we're not trading, it could be rough for us to find anybody to listen to us when the Giants got a number. The Giants are number 2, 3.
Honestly,
the Giants are number 3. So the thing is, Steven, if I'm a team around 12, 13, or 14, why would I trade with the 49ers when I can go on up to get something from Cleveland or New York, you know? So we could have a problem with trading down. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, man. Unless we bump into a team like the, Buffalo Bills, who are stupid enough to, allow Kansas City to get, ahead to get Xavier Worthy, I don't think we'll ever find a team that'll trade us that way we can move down in the draft. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
Because what the Bills did was just so stupid. Nothing worked out in their favor, really. And so, other than, self-sabotage, I guess that worked. But that's all they had going for them was, we're going to give the strongest team in the NFL, the juggernaut team, who manages to pull some crazy trick out of their hat, the fastest wide receiver. Not only that, but he's also got good hands. So unless we bump into that rumble, I don't see anyone trading us any further unless we give up a blue chip player, which I don't think we can afford. And then I'm also hearing a lot of speculation about George Kittle about whether or not he wants to be on the team because they haven't signed him yet. Bro, George Kittle's in Vegas.
Wait, don't draw that conclusion though. That's George gets injured just on suggestion. So George is probably right to stay out the field if he's really wanting a new contract. Because the 49ers will just go get Tyler Warren if he gets hurt. in the first round.
He's watching wrestling in Vegas. He's at Allegiant Stadium having the time of his life watching wrestling. He was there Saturday. He was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today. Oh, and Monday.
Steven,
so he's having the time of his life. He don't give a damn about voluntary OTA.
That's fine. I'm just grateful that he's not in the ring because George. I think they made George sign affidavits about that because George Kittle would be in the ring by now. God, this dude is a psycho.
He would be. I'm telling you, once his career's over in the NFL, Ronbo, he's going to be a wrestler, 100%.
No, I mean
you can't tell me otherwise.
No, I agree.
There's no way you can paint it otherwise, man.
No. George, I can see him right now grabbing the mic out of, Hollywood. What's his name? Hollywood Knight.
L.A. Knight.
L.A. Knight. Yeah, man. I could see him now grabbing the mic out of L.A. Knight's hands. Give me that. You know what? I'm used to kicking everything. I'm used to kicking L.A. ass. Okay, so step back out of the way. And let me talk.
There was what was it? There's a current member on WWE that used to play in the NFL. He goes by the name of Moose. I don't know his real name because I didn't really study him that much. But he was a defensive tackle for, I think, the Browns, or the Broncos. One of the two teams. I just can't remember.
Could be.
But
some of them dudes look like they could play.
He's a big dude.
Oh, like that big Scottish dude, 275.
No,
does he look like he weighs 275? I said, dude, can you please come and play edge rusher for my team? Damn. Ooh.
It's the stuff that happens. And you know what's crazy too is that people that transfer from the NFL to go into something like that, they say it's hard. That the training for WWE is a lot harder than what the NFL does.
Oh yeah, you got to have skills that you don't. They do some of the things. The girls put on a show, didn't they? Opening night, those three girls, EO won, but my God, all three of those girls. Ooh, they can move. I mean, acrobatics, just incredible moves. They're working together. When all three of them climbed up on that turnbuckle, they went back. It was flawless. How long did y'all practice that? Damn. So,
Well, you know what's crazy too, Ronbo? Jumping back to George Kittle, you know what makes me laugh? The fact that Claire wasn't with him the entire time. He was just enjoying his own time watching WWE at WrestleMania. Yeah. He was there the whole time, man. I tell you. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today.
He loves it.
He is still there.
He loves it.
He's having the time of his life, man. He's like, man, shit.
They got to sign him, though. They'll sign him. The 49ers
they're going to sign him.
Doesn't seem like they're worried about it.
Him, Fred Warner, and Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy, like I said before, and I'll say it again, he's got a lot more to lose. And the fact that, he's showing us practice, but there's still not a deal, just tells me that it's really not him. It's his agents that are the ones that are like, we need more money.
Well,
because if Brock was about the money, he wouldn't be at voluntary OTA.
Hey, good
he
point.
wouldn't show up at all.
Good point.
So it just speaks volumes to me about Brock, or I should say the kid, because I'm marginally older apparently.
Well, you know what? He's real responsible.
Standard, I'm marginally older than him.
No, Brock's really he's a responsible individual. That's why I like him. He's gonna be okay.
Yep. But in terms of the draft, man, I'll be real. I haven't been really keeping tabs on the draft. I just want to see it go down. Like I said, there's just too much talent to really keep track of. You can't go wrong.
I know. That's why I don't watch college ball.
It's really hard. I mean, defensively, man, it's everywhere. It's plentiful, man. Welcome to the land of plenty in terms of defense. Offense, man, I heard you talking about Shador Sanders and how his stock dropped about a couple calls ago. Man, he was never good to begin with. Yeah. It was just his last name that carried him. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. He is a mediocre quarterback that had mediocre talent besides Travis Hunter. And the fact that, he thinks that he's going to be a first-round overall pick and that he's going to bend the team's knee, whoever picks him, is crazy. Because the only person that could do that was his dad, because he had the skill. He could talk the talk and walk the walk and still do both.
I mean, the dude was just crazy good. We need to stop those, Stephen. I'm telling you, that sounds like that's Scarlett. I can hear the difference between the two of them now.
Yeah,
Scarlett's in a good mood. She's always in a good mood by the time you call. Hey, you and Scarlett come back here. Scarlett probably be asleep after the draft, though. But we're gonna have fun with that draft afterward and some of the mistakes other teams made, because we ain't making any mistakes. We'll be talking about praises with the 49ers for this particular night. All right.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too, fam. All right, Stephen. Oh, God. The Big Show has responded to that little shot taken at him. Yo, I love you, man. You really are hilarious. So I said, okay. Brandon Ayuk, how'd that work out for you? Show! That's punching below the belt. Come on. Eric, come on in.
Yeah. Hey, good one.
Eric, man, I'm telling you right now, it's a time to forget about sleeping. I got a feeling I'm not going to sleep a lot between now and draft night. My system's going 100 miles an hour here. I can't wait to see, because this is such a pivotal time of the year. Eric, between a Super Bowl, draft night, what else goes on? In the regular season, which is the most intense? Draft night, you start planning for draft night around week 13, 12, 13, 14. For teams that aren't doing well, you can't wait for the draft. Eric, I don't know if you do this or not, and I think every fan base does, but 49er fans, we're famous for, oh man, we gotta lose this game. We lose the next 3 games, and we get the number 2 pick and the number 1 pick in the draft. Eric, how much do you believe in draft picks?
Well, it's a good thing.
The point,
definitely good.
To the point you don't mind losing games? Because when we were going after Nick Bosa that year, we were all sweating bullets. Because we didn't want the Cardinals to have the number 1 spot. In case the Cardinals got crazy, we knew that they needed a quarterback, and Kyler Murray was as good as a Cardinal. And then we said, but there is that possibility. They might want to pick Nick. No! So we were crying, man. And for the Cardinals on the clock, and the Arizona Cardinals select quarterback, Kyler Murray. Hey, what school? Oh, Texas. Didn't Kyler go to Texas? A school in Texas? Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. So
God, it's a, oh man, I fell down to my knees. I'm so funny. Thank
Oklahoma.
you, God. You Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Thanks, Ellis. Next thing you know, we're on the clock. I was partying already. 49ers are 5 minutes away from the clock yet. 49ers select edge rusher Nick Bosa, Ohio State. Ah! Bleep you, that's right, it's 7. You guys are all dead meat. You gotta come down, that's it. I had a complete breakdown, man. I went into this space where I lost all control of my emotions. I just knew we were going to kick some butt that year, and we did. We went to the Super Bowl that year. We had one of the best defensive lines. I could relive that moment every time I think about it. But return to reality, it's 2025.
They gave it the 10th pick of the draft, which is right before you guys.
Yeah.
Chicago's going to get Mimbu. That close. Be close.
You know, if they don't, everybody thinks it's going to be Will Johnson. Mimbu would probably be a 49er. 49ers got to stop clowning around. You know you need offensive line help.
If he's available, if he's available, no boat crap, no nothing, you take him.
You know, you move, Mimbo goes to right tackle, McKivitz can go sit down. I got Mimbu and I got Pooney on the right side. Oh, goodness gracious. If I could just do something Brindle in the middle. I don't know who's going to play left guard yet, but the 49ers might make, actually, there was a guy that played left guard last year that looked decent. Anyway, the 49ers offensive line could actually be impressive.
Yeah. If they can get Mimbu, that's a great get.
Yeah. I did. I was watching is that Sports Center? Anyway, I was watching something. I saw Mimbu. I said, "Oh, that's Mimbu." Okay, now I see what they're talking about. This dude. Let's do that. And then, but I still want Will Johnson. She says you can't have everybody. It's really, man. Wow. Yeah, Eric, who you guys pick up in the first round?
Well, I was looking at Sports Illustrated today, and they were talking about that offensive mind from North Dakota State. They were talking a bit about him. In Sports Illustrated.
It makes sense, Eric. You know, after that Super Bowl, the name of the game now is protect your quarterback. The Eagles aren't going to get any worse. They're going to be coming after your quarterback at some point, right? Your quarterback, my quarterback, everybody's quarterback. What they did to Patrick Mahomes, there had to be a consideration to call 911. That was brutal.
Yep.
Ooh, that was brutal. I remember that time, it's in my mind still. They had Patrick stretched out like a chicken wing getting ready to snap. I remember Patrick, they had him, his arm was out here, and somebody else was pulling the other way. And they just took him down like that. I said, oh my God. And he's just laying there. Is he going to be okay? Jesus Christ.
9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11.
No, my God. Patrick, he got up and continued. Patrick was tough that day. He stayed in that game for 4 quarters. And Eric, he just got mutilated. So people better know.
Yeah.
The Eagles are still out there. They'll hurt you. You better get some offensive line if you want your quarterback to stay healthy. Whew, man. Ooh. So, yeah. If Mimbo, 49ers better take him if you do get a chance. Oh, God.
If he's available, believe me, the kid can definitely play.
Whoa. So yeah, but Eric, that's what that Super Bowl did. It sent a signal to everybody in the league. You can think you can get away with half-ass offensive lines if you want to, but the Eagles' defensive line is young. They just got pretty much put that together, and they're looking to grab another defensive lineman in this year's draft. And you can bet your last dollar he's going to be out of Georgia. You know, I mean, if they get one more Bulldog, I'm going to say something's being fixed. Georgia's got about 2 or 3 Bulldogs now. I understand they're the badasses on that defensive line. That's what they do. Boston College raises offensive linemen, Notre Dame offensive linemen. But if you want killers that take down those same offensive linemen, you're going to Georgia.
Yeah. And believe me, as the Mizzou fan, I've seen a lot of Georgia games versus us. That is a great team.
Yeah, that's the SEC. That's where if you're a good football player, even if you're from California, you're trying to get to the South. Whew, man. We're gonna see. This is why when Rudy's always talking about it was snowing and blah 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 blah. Rudy, you're not. The Eagles were going to hand you your ass no matter what. They ran a clinic on you in L.A., and they were sort of just, they did take you guys probably for a joke in that playoff game, and you snuck up on them. Make no mistake, you are not good enough to beat the Eagles. Hell, I don't even say the 49ers are good enough to beat the Eagles until I see them. The Eagles are, but that's a boy. Whew. And with, Saquon Barkley over there, and I blame the Giants for that. Damn it, Giants. The hell did you do? Okay, what is done is done. We're gonna see what happens next year. For that, Brian's name. Brian, get that rest, babe. All right, night. Eric, Eric, add one more thing. We gotta go here. If there's anything else.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Thursday hanging out with you fine folks after the draft.
Thanks, Eric. We appreciate you too. I'll see you Thursday night.
Bye, bud.
All right. Night, Eric.
Yeah, but I'll be here.
All right.
Bye, bud.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. Are the Eagles on our... We don't have to play the Eagles this year, do we? I want my youngsters to get up to speed a little bit. Because what I seen happen to Mahomes, I want to see that happen to Brock. Ooh, wee. Hey, yo, Alice!
Ronbo.
Hey. What up, man? We were for the other day. We figured you was doing Easter like civilized folks do. I just got away and decided to pull that. Saturday night. I got reprimanded later though.
Yeah. I called in and I was waiting on hold, and then I don't know what happened if the line got disconnected or what happened. All of a sudden I wasn't on hold no more, and I tried to call back in and the code wasn't working. So
yeah, we said
right after that you had signed off.
I got a knock on the door about it's Easter. What are you doing? Okay. I love the 49ers. You know what I'm saying, Ellis? You love the 49ers. We understand.
Right. Exactly.
You know? Hey, I'm talking about like plans could be thwarted if the 49ers are planning on trading down. Everybody, there's so many, it's 8 teams. That's a percentage of the first round that wants to trade down. We're not the only ones thinking about trading down and increasing stock. There's not enough quarterbacks in there to be using no capital on to be trading up. So, wait. Ellis, Texas boy is actually saying things about the Eagles he ain't worried about.
You said what?
Texas boy says Eagles don't have the same defense, no secondary, straight trash. Ellis, we have to play the NFC East this year, don't we?
They're not even any competition, so I don't know why the fuck teams that are ass cheeks are even talking about other teams as though they're competing. You guys
I'm worried about Washington.
Your team doesn't compete.
Yeah, I'm worried about Washington Eagles, of course, and
the
Giants.
The first round.
Yeah.
They lose when they make it to the playoffs. They lose in the first round. They've been doing that shit like the past decade. Wake up, snap out of it. When y'all do make it, which is very seldom.
Thanks, boy. You got cojones, though. I got to tell you, man. You mean?
Yeah.
Ellis, hey, about the 49ers. So,
He got that Elmer's glue right up the nose right now. He's sniffing heavy, sniffing glue. Keep it up. Anyway.
But the trade down may be out. Now, you can be okay with that because, I don't know, John Lynch has been calling around, so he is trading down. Word has gotten out. And so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, I've been hollering that for the past 2 months, two or more months. We need to trade down. I mean, trade back and, and just worry about trying to acquire, let's say we go from 11 to 15, we get a third and a fifth or a sixth. We take that, boom. Then we move from, we can move to like 20 or like the early 20s and then get another, maybe a second round, depending on whatever the negotiation is, however, and then just take that and then pick the best player available. There will be plenty of players that we can get that'll be, right frontline starters, whether that's a cornerback on the defensive line, which, we can take any defensive, tackle or edge rusher still in the 20s in the first round because they'll be available.
They'll be there second and third round.
Or a tackle. That's what I'm saying. So it just would make more sense. We could acquire, like another 3 or 4 picks minimum, just from trading back twice because it's highly unlikely unless we go back real far. Like if we went from let's say 11 to 18, then we could get probably like 3 picks from that alone, minimum. And then if we move back twice, a second time, just maybe 2-3 picks, we get an extra pick. That's great. Now we got like 3 or 4 picks to play with in in day 2 and 3. That's what I want to see happen. And because it's, I'm hoping that John does that. But as long as we go back at least once and acquire some picks, I'm fine with it. I'm pretty sure we'll probably move back up at some point, in the second or third round. Busy. So it would behoove us to get as many extra picks as possible.
Damn.
We have a lot of compensatory picks next year as well that we could use to mortgage.
11 more next year already. You can make deals with those guys now, Ellis. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we could own this draft. We really could.
Yep. And I look forward to, John really, I'm just the players now. It's just who are we going to get at this point? Yeah, get the right guys this time, y'all. Do it again, I'll say, not this time. Like they didn't do well last time. Last year, I'll give them credit. They picked some good guys. We got Renardo, we got Dominic Cooney. I think we'll get some other offensive. Yeah, Mustafa. Ricky's a good player. You know what I mean?
I think he's going to be good.
He had the setback. Yeah, I think Ricky's going to be just fine. So those
Dominic
are all
Cooney,
considered
after being polished for a year.
Oh man, Dominic was the steal of the draft. That was the to me, because he's on the offensive line. I just see him as the best player we drafted last year.
Yeah, really, because it takes a minute, and he came in looking pretty good last year. Now, what's he going to look like in the next 2 years? Yeah.
As long as he doesn't fall off like Aaron Banks did. I know Aaron Banks didn't play his first year, but he came in real good his second year, and then it just kind of seemed like he kind of digressed, in the last season or two.
His toe was hurting. You've hurt your foot before, haven't you? You remember how you just could not you couldn't get your gimme on because that foot, every time I stepped down on it, it hurt. I've been there, done that. I know about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I felt sorry for him.
Yeah. Hey, he still got paid, so he ain't hurting.
Yeah, over in Green Bay.
He's doing just fine.
Yeah.
He got some cheese. He got his cheddar. He's doing real good. But I think we'll do that again. I think we'll get some real nice offensive linemen. I think in the second, third, or third and even on rounds. You know what I mean? I'm really looking for that tackle from Charles and Mary. I think we're gonna get him. He came in, I believe, on a 30-30 as well. And I looked at his tape. He looks like he has some really great potential, and I think they're going to have him shadow Trent this year. I feel like Trent's going to give it one more go with us.
Yeah, at the
and
most.
they would. Yeah, that's crucial. We need that tutelage. We need that veteran, ship over the guys, and they can just, be sponges to whatever Trent's doing. They need to follow his every move because they're going to be the ones that are going to be having big shoes to fill in years to come.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you do pick up a guy you put on the right side, Dominic Pooney was out there doing both his work and McKivitz. A lot of people didn't pay that a lot of attention. That's why McKivitz, we weren't talking about him every week. See, you put a fiend next to Pooney, Rudy, you go shut the hell up if that happens. Oh, I guarantee you that. So, this is going to be interesting. We'll see what they do, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got it. I think they're going to do have another great draft. I think we should, for the most part, we should have, all feel good and secure in that. But, we'll get to really dive more into that once we see who they select and, what moves they make. And I'm interested in seeing what running back they decide to do and then what guys go undrafted.
Maybe.
Yeah, what guys go undrafted.
Ellis, we got to go. We got to go. I'm gonna see you draft night, during and after, hopefully. And we're going to be saying things like,
Ronbo.
The 49ers killed it. Y'all can't wait to see it.
Right. Ronbo, you didn't look at them damn videos, did you?
Ellis,
you ain't said nothing. Ellis, tonight's the night.
This is that thing, boy.
I got it all.
Ellis
I watched so-and-so.
My dad doing that every time I come in, making up whoopee and say, Daddy, hey, listen, you know what I blah, 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 blah. Let me ask you a question. What? Did you do what I told you to do? Ellis did just say, oh.
Damn it.
Yes.
Damn it,
We
Ronbo.
just got to fix the D-line and the O-line, fellas. We got to fix it. And you know what I'm saying? Just like Papa Dragon,
Jack.
who was on crack, and then he went and got a rehab, and
Jack,
he fixed it.
Jack, hold on, because we got Ellis has got to go. Let me get back. Jack's already on the line. Ellis, Jack's next. Yeah, let me see. I'll see you tomorrow night.
It's all good.
Thursday night. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's a bet. That's a bet. Shout out, Jack, man. Hey, shout out the whole faithful, man. The Dragon family, Donna, Tanisha, Frank. Y'all know who you are, man. Everybody. So we're gonna be all right, man. Let's lock in. Let's get ready. Right. Fingers crossed for a lovely experience, man. Here coming Thursday. Peace and love, family.
Peace and love. Let me, Rudy, you set a record. You go talk about us after we went through a Super Bowl. You won the Super Bowl and set a record. And you know which one I'm talking about. For getting your ass kicked like no other Super Bowl champion the following year. Whenever you do this, you know I've got something for you. Why do you set yourself up for total annihilation? Set a new league record for defending a title. Your team, the one you talk about as if they were something good. 2 trophies, 70 damn years. How does a person talk with 2 trophies in 70 years? Well, you got nerve. Lots of nerve. Jack, come on in, man. You got to chastise me
You
every now.
selfish motherfucker. That's what I'm going to tell John motherfucking Lynch if he doesn't get this right. If he doesn't get this right, Ronbo, he should do the same thing that the former U.S. President Richard M. Nixon did today in 1994 and be the first president to resign from office. If he can't get a first-round pick, Ronbo, and hit on it, he should resign like motherfucking Richard Nixon. Because you got to fix it. You got to fix. You got to stop putting a Band-Aid on a problem that needs surgery, Ronbo.
I know.
We can't get nobody to rush on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. Everybody knows, they're going to double Nick Bosa. And he still gets a pretty decent year, even last year. We got to fix that D-line now that we got Robert Saleh back in the building, Ronbo. Talk to me.
This is why I'm ready for that. I'm telling you, I'm looking at defense is going to be good. Robert Saleh, he'll put them together. He only needs a couple of pieces. But you're right. Give me a red rusher.
Remember Emmanuel Mosley, who went to Detroit, that cornerback, undrafted cornerback. It worked. Why? Because of our D-line. That's why it worked. But no, you got to get rid of Defoe and do some extra shit and put in a guy with a knee problem and Javon Kinlaw and try to do some extra shit. So I'm just looking for the best player at whether it's D tackle, defensive end. Let's get the D line sorted out, and then we could get us like a Dominic Pooney in the third or fourth. You know what I'm saying? A cornerback and whatever else we need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A tight end, because Kittle's, I think, holding out now too. So, hey, man, you know, it's time. Or we could get my boy Malachi Stark, like I told you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 2023 consensus All-American, 2-time first team All-SEC, 6 interceptions, 15 pass breakups in 43 games, Ronbo. He's going to have us doing the Merton Hanks dance this year.
Jack, I'm not, you know what? You do pick out good, every year you pick out a stud. You do. Yeah, I mean, we laugh and tell Jack's way too full of himself, but he picks out good picks every year.
And you know what? And you say the same thing every year. So,
hey, but at least Trey from BA, he's still hurt about that. What was that? Why that cornerback that he had that couldn't stay healthy?
He had the audacity to go up against me in 2017 and say that the safety position, which me and Ronbo played, he said get Malik Hooker, and I said get Jamal Adams. Because we would have had him as a box safety, and at that time, you guys remember with the Jets, he was pretty good, and that's why Seattle traded 2 first-round picks for him, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, and by the way, Hooker came in, pulled the muscle, and never did recover. 2 years. Where's Hooker now? He's out of the league, isn't he?
that guy is a motherfucking retired. I think he's a Canadian league or China, the new Chinese league, football league or something. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, if they would have listened to me and you, we would have had that tight end that Atlanta got, Pitts, and we would have still had 3 picks. And Lord knows, I said Fields
did like him.
I said we didn't want to go. And tape don't lie. Yeah.
The diva that went over to Pittsburgh, no matter what, he can play. And now they got, you got DK Metcalf and Pickens and no quarterback. I mean, that's a duel right there. Well, you know what? Let's see what the Steelers are going to do. But, you know.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that crazy war room high five locked in John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan that's gonna make us say who's this guy? Who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? So pump the brakes real quick. Let's just fall back and see how it goes, because he's gonna get on my last bad nerve, Ronbo, if this shit doesn't work out. Because you just told me before I go get an offensive lineman or whatever. Same thing we tried at number 9 with McGlinchey. And if he didn't get it at 9, Lord knows at 11, 9-11, 9-11, 9-11 is what I'm going to be singing to get his ass out here, because we blowing his ass. We blowing John Lynch the hell up out of Dodge if he don't get this pick right.
You know what? It's been an education experience for John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and everybody else in that office. Now you got Chris Kasurik. These guys have all been together for a while. I'm looking for a really successful draft this year because they know what they're doing now, more so than they did from 2017 to 2020. You know, so we'll see.
All right, man. You're looking good, by the way. You're looking healthy. I think the first time you played in 2014 or 15 when you first came out, when me and Trez was on there, you look exactly the same, Ronbo. So whatever you're doing, it's working. Stay with it. Stay healthy, my brother. I can't wait to talk to you draft night. Let's go. And I don't mind if we trade back, too. Let's go, baby.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you, Jack. I'll see you. And hopefully we're not going to have to fire John Lynch at draft night. All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, and if we do, we checking them into rehab like Papa Dragon's rehab. Papa Dragon, give me your doctor's number.
Good day, Jack. Jack is starting to stay out in the UK. Frank, Frank's got that grease dripping all out his mouth, eating that fish sandwich.
Ronbo,
Frank.
what's up? What's
Frank, man, I'm just sitting there wondering what we go do to add to the empire, because we got to get some more soldiers, get some young soldiers now, boy. Because like some of these guys that left, yeah, you know, so Frank, because we make too much of the guys that left because they weren't playing anyway. Most of them was out most of the time, so you know I can't wait to see what they do now. And the youngsters we picked up last year, plug them in. I mean, I thought we were dead meat when we saw that exodus of guys leaving. Maybe not. I was worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Frank, what we going to do in the draft, man? Because we may not be able to trade back down. Is 11 picks good enough for you?
Well, it ain't about how many picks we have. It's all on can we pick the right players.
Damn right.
The right pieces.
You got to get the right
to fit out, to make a difference in our team. So, I don't know, Ronbo. To be honest, I don't know. It's hard to trust John and them in this draft, man.
You can now.
Who knows, man?
Did you see today's press conference? You got to watch that. John Lynch knows that they were struggling in the beginning. Nobody's ever going to forget Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas. But you know what? Since then, they've learned a lot. And you can be together. Now they know what they're doing. They learned a lot from Adam Peters and some other people they went along the way. You can do something for a long time and finally get it down. I think we may see something special. We saw something good last year, Frank, so we don't have to really overthink about what happened in the past. I think they're over that hump.
I don't know, Ron. I still don't like what they doing as far as with the negotiating, the contracts, man.
You're right there. Like, they can't negotiate no contract.
I don't get it, man.
Hey, I'm tired of that.
I'm just saying. Ooh, I'm saying with Fred, with Fred need extension. Kittle not showing up need extension. On extension.
It's all gonna fall in line. First Brock Purdy, and then they know how much money they got to work with for Fred.
Yeah, let me ask you something, Ron. How much would you give Purdy? How much would you give him?
I give him 52.
If you was, 52?
Yeah. I give him 52.5, and I'd have an incentive package that he get up to $55 million. If you meet all requirements, Brock, it's all yours. Now, remember, I'm keeping guys around you so you can make them incentives that I'm giving you happen. This is working both ways. And you ain't gonna be considered a poor person at $55 million.
You think he worth $55 million?
No, it's the incentives. He gets 52. See, I don't want to diss him because the fact is he's a quarterback, and there's people that ain't as good as Brock getting paid more than he is, even if I give him 52. Trevor Lawrence ain't did a damn thing. Dak Prescott is an embarrassment to the NFL as far as getting $60 million. Over in Miami, Tua's. I don't have anything against Tua. But he's one hit away from being out of the NFL. Tua's getting paid in excess of $50 million. So I can't look at Brock, who's been to 3 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl, and say, I can't give you more than $40 million. I can't do it. But I mean, you go ahead. And, why would I do that?
I say about 40, about 50. 45 to 50, that'd be my range.
Right. And that's not terrible. But let's not. Some people just getting crazy with how much to pay him. Give him $30 million and call it a day. Come on, man.
No. It's just the fact as far as we gotta. He cannot throw, in like bad weather and stuff like that. That play a factor. We
that's
gotta
a good point.
Go in the cold, go play in the bay. So all that play a factor, and also. If you put him on another team, will he get that? Will he get $50 million? No, I don't think. But I guess he just a product of Cal. In the system and with the talent he have around him, but he still cannot throw the ball, deep like we, if we need him to. And then when in the bad weather, it's so many different, dealing with him as far as the money range. But I would stay in the 45, 50 range. I would not break the bank with him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we don't. I don't know
what type of tricks they have on their sleeves. So I'm really not excited about the draft until, but I don't know who, the picks they like where they going at. This first is the drafting up to get Carter. You know what I'm saying? Then is drafting to get the dude from Georgia, Walker. Then is we getting Will. What's the dude from Michigan? The corner from Michigan. What's his name? Will Johnson. So. Yeah, they need a hit in this draft, Ronbo. We need a hit in this draft. Because at the end of the day, we know how to get there. We're not taking that away from Kyle. He can get us to the dance, but I need to leave with a lady when the dance over with.
Now, here, and I'm not.
You get what I'm saying?
Come out of another
So
Super Bowl.
That's our main. You get what I'm saying? Our main focus that we need to be focusing on. Because we can get there. It ain't a problem of getting there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give him. I give Kyle credit for that. We can get to the dance, but we just need a win. So tired of getting there, we not winning. But the only way you can do that, you got to pick the different makers, the players that gonna make a different There gonna be a difference in the defense, offense. So I'm just hoping John Lynch, they really doing their homework, they due diligent, and they pick the right players. That's it. Just pick the right players. That's the best player available at that number. Just pick them.
Well, now be careful about that because the best player available may not necessarily fit the 49ers program. They've done a pretty good job of putting people in there, plugging people in, and they know they can make the thing work. You got to carve.
Yeah, but we need to hit in the first round, though, bro.
Well,
we need to hit in the first round.
But you only get
that's
one
what we
first
do
round
bad
pick.
at in the first round.
Yeah,
but you gotta pick the best player. That best player falls till you get him. You have to get him. The dude from Georgia, if the dude Georgia right there falls, or the dude Carter, take him. Don't not take them. You gotta take them. If nobody don't pick them two players and they fall at number 11,
that's obvious though, fam. That's not hard.
But I'm just saying we right at number 11. We don't know how the draft gonna go. We don't know. We don't know how the draft gonna go. So they might can fall.
Well, true.
We don't know. You get what I'm saying? We don't know what people are looking for.
Because Shador might end up in Vegas. People think he's going to New Orleans. And I say, it's not a given, guys. Nobody knows where Shador's going.
I think he might be in New. I think he might be in New Orleans because they done extended Geno. So I don't think
Geno might be a good that you can let Shador sit down and develop properly. You throw a quarterback into a bad situation and he can develop terribly. I'm worried about what's his name over in Panthers. Bryce looked good last year though. Bryce Young, I was kind of impressed.
Yeah, he did at the end. But the Raiders going for their running back. They getting that running back.
I mean, I wish they'd let him alone and accidentally fall to
Pete Curl getting that running. He gone. Trust me. He gone to the Raiders. Number I think they picked 4. He gone. He gone. He not going past 4.
We gotta go, fam. Frank, let me see draft night. All right.
Yeah, I be in draft. I still be told there, man. I listen. I just probably don't call.
I believe you too. I know you do. I love you.
Love you, Ronbo.
I love you, back,
and prayers. I'm praying for
Smooth.
What's his name?
That's our boy. Smooth.
Yeah, Smooth. I'm praying for you, Smooth, man. Prayers.
Too.
That's wishes to you, man. That's why you sound good too, Smooth, man. So praying for you, man. We all the family, man. Faithful. I love all y'all. We all family. We might don't agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we all got the same thing in common. We 49ers faithful. So I love all y'all, man. Y'all stay positive, stay blessed. Shout out to you, Ronbo, the Dragon family, my man Ellis, Big Show, everybody, man. I love all y'all. I know it's a rack of names, man. I can't get all y'all names right, but y'all know y'all.
All right. You better shout out to moms,
all right, Ronbo.
All right.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to Triple A. All right,
exactly.
All right.
Night fish.
All right.
Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, here we are at another one of those crossroads. It's a Super Bowl, it's a regular season, and it's draft night. And a lot of us are already entertaining fail. Tony, I know you. Yeah, but Tony always explains and he articulates it in a way where you know that he's absolutely right. Tony, trading up, trading down, there may be roadblocks going both up and down, so we may have to stay at 11. What are you thinking?
Well, Ronbo, you know what it's like. It's how the cards fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, you know, that offensive line irks me more than anything else.
Yeah, with good reason.
So the way I think of it is, okay, if you could just put out of all, they're saying that you can get the defensive dudes and pass rush dudes in the second round, third round. There's plenty of them to go around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with your first pick, if someone as good as Pooney, if you think there's someone there as good as Pooney and you can put him next to Pooney, how much more would that improve the offensive line with just one pick?
I mean, shades of whatever, just shades more, just shades.
Well, there you go.
They don't have Pony trying to help out McKivitz all day.
And it's one pick. You put away a really special need that it's going to stop your quarterback from running for his life. It's going to stop the people coming down that right-hand side.
Yeah.
Every team knows it. All right? It's going to nullify that. You can relax, breathe easy, and then go from there with the rest of your picks for the rest of the draft.
Yeah. Because you're saying priority one is getting that fixed, right? And everything else that falls into place is just gravy.
With one pick, yeah. And then you've got 10 left to go to do whatever the hell you want to do with.
That's a good point.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. There's always a pivotal position every year the 49ers need to take. And somehow they do good work. I'll give them a B+, but they always do find a way. Sometimes it seems to miss that exactly the right guy you should have got.
Yeah, well, the pivotal position with the greatest improvement anywhere else on the field.
Offensive line.
Put one dude that's as good as Pooney next to him. Done.
Tony,
we don't have to worry. The whole 49er empire will just breathe a sigh of relief and go, thanks.
I think everybody's got that fear. I think offensive linemen are going to be a premium this year. After watching Patrick Mahomes almost have to check into the IU after the game, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ, they damn near killed that boy.
Offensive linemen, like you've said, Ron, but good offensive linemen don't grow on trees. Now, this draft, a lot of people are saying we've got to hit it, which is painfully obvious. But let's think of the positives, people. I mean, apparently, Kyle has been taken out of the picture, and now the coaches, whatever the coaches, Chris Kasurik, Robert Saleh, and all these other dudes
he's with them now,
is going to be more priority. So if we hit massively on this draft, all right, we know who and Kyle's been taken out of the picture.
Yeah.
We know who the culprit was for all those shit picks all those years. It was Kyle.
I tell you, I'm just assuming you leave me out of that one. But the Cabo clique has been dissolved, though. There's no more Cabo reservations. And no one guy speaking for 5 or 6 making all the reservations. That unit has been disbanded.
You know what I mean? The 2 first-round picks for Trey Lance. Like, come on. Like the dare I say it, the Rams have got 2 first-round picks this draft. Yeah, are they gonna study the 49ers and jump in right in at the point of contact and say, no, we're going to get this guy just to fuck you up?
And you know, some teams do that too. You see that more in the NBA than the NFL, but some teams do that. In order to keep you from getting a player, they get him. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're playing them in their conference. So if they know, if you get this player, there's a chance that you might sweep them. So to stop you from doing that,
the 49ers did that when they picked up Dante Pettis too. They thought the Cardinals were going to pick up Pettis, and they picked up a better guy.
There you go. We all knew that. And we all knew the 49ers should have picked up the other dude instead of Dante Pettis.
Yeah, the Cardinal wide receiver. I
Who are
forget his
we?
name. He had a good year, 2 years or so, 3. I haven't heard from him in a while.
You know what I mean? Who are we? We're just armchair experts. That's all.
You know?
With no voice.
But we watch enough football to see common sense also is a part of what they do. And sometimes it's questionable whether common sense was applied in some of the things that are happening. So, yeah, you still got to question it.
And the other way to look at it, Ronbo, is just say you picture yourself in the Super Bowl and you're playing, let's say, who the favourites would be. Maybe the
AFC?
Eagles, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. Now, if you're in the Super Bowl and it's draft night, what do you need to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl?
Tony, I love the way you got around to your point. You need an offensive lineman. You need about 5 or 6 extra ones, too. Good Lord. That defensive rush
You know what I'm saying? So we need depth. We need, but the secondary, we need maybe one person. We need one person next to Fred Warner.
Oh, yeah, linebacker. Yeah.
And then we activate George Kittle. We've got Jennings. We've got Brock Purdy's been practicing with the boys, which is a good thing. He's there. On OTAs. It's looking good so far.
He's a responsible guy. Tony, we got to stop. I'm gonna see you draft night, and we're going to be able to go back and see if you and others that didn't think they were going to pull this draft off properly. Let's see if they do.
They might. Without Paul,
yeah.
He's a pain in the ass. Yeah. All right, Ronbo, shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa Dragon. Good to hear from Frank. And just one more bone to pick with you. You've still got that chest infection. I told you a long time ago, a month ago, if you don't get it seen to, you're going to have it for a long time because I had the same shit.
You did have it.
Go and see a doctor, brother.
All right.
All right, go and see a doctor.
I'm going to do it. It left for like a month. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep with me. All right.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
All right, brother. Cheers.
Cheers, fam. Hey, yo, Jalen. Nah.
I love the positivity, everybody. But y'all should know that after 8 seasons, that this man is going to do the same stuff. He's going to take a running back in the first round. I keep saying this. Ronbo, I promise you when this happens, everybody's going to think of me as some type of fucking CC or something.
By the way, as you continue to believe that Kyle Shanahan's calling all the shots, Kyle has been told to go to his room, and when grown folks are out here talking, for him to stay right where he is. He's not going to be coming out there lording over anybody. That's going to be a group they consider of all guys older than him, including John Lynch, Robert Saleh, Chris Kasurik, and most likely Gus. Kyle's going to have a say. He's not going to be the president anymore. So, I'm telling you right now, things are changing.
Okay. So things are changing in year 8 all of a sudden, Ronbo?
It took that long to realize that it's time.
Ronbo, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Ronbo, what's so special about this year to where you think, in the 8th year we going to turn? Ronbo, we should have turned this around in year 6. Year 7. Year 5. Why year 8 do you think now is going to be a change? Because if it ain't next year, you're going to be seeing year 9 a change.
No, I promise I won't. Jalen, I have faith in the fact that...
I have faith too, Ronbo. I have faith in the franchise. Don't get me wrong. All these people coming up here saying that he ain't a real 49ers fan. Notice that I'm not clowning the team. I'm clowning the coach. I don't believe in the coach. I believe in the team. I believe in John Lynch. I don't believe in Kyle Shanahan.
Jalen, the thing is, what if you were Texas boy? How bad would that be?
But I'm not. I'm not, Ronbo.
But I'm just saying we're not in as bad a situation as the picture that you're drawing here. It's not.
Ronbo, this man has lost 2 Super Bowls. I'd rather be in no Super Bowls than witness 2 Super Bowl losses.
Yeah, good point. That was uncomfortable.
Who the hell wants to watch their team lose 2 Super Bowls, Ronbo? That's some statistic stuff if you want to enjoy watching. That's some real statistic stuff. Who wants to enjoy watching their team lose 2 Super Bowls, Ronbo?
Well, no.
Really 3.
It wasn't real fun.
But 2. Come on, Ronbo.
I don't know anybody.
Man, none of these teams went to no Super Bowls and lost them like that.
Yeah. It was embarrassing. The
Like,
first one,
Ronbo, that's the difference.
I was able to get over the first one.
We keep bringing up all these teams that have not been to the Super Bowl. When we went to the Super Bowl, we lost. That's the most devastating loss you can take in a football game. Losing a Super Bowl? What's worse than that?
Well, a sharp stick in the eye. No, you're right. There is something to be said about getting to the Super Bowl, though. That's really tough. That's hard to do. Few teams are going to be able to do that.
But once we got there, what did we do?
No, and to get there and lose is definitely really, you just can't. There's no way getting over that. I'm still thinking about that last Super Bowl we lost in the last couple of minutes of overtime. That's just obscene how we went about doing that.
I'm still thinking about the 10-20. I'm still thinking about that 2019 Super Bowl.
I know. Rudy, don't say nothing, man, because you. See,
I'm just saying, Ronbo. Like, look, we can't keep saying, "Oh, well, at least we not the Cowboys." Ronbo, the last time the Cowboys was in the Super Bowl, they won it. The last time the 49ers were in the Super Bowl, they lost it. So I mean, like, dog. I mean, come on now, Ronbo.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams can say, "Well, at least the last time we went to the Super Bowl, we won it."
Yeah.
We can't say that.
No, we can't. We cannot say that. And we're on the verge of trying to rebuild here a team, we even though we don't like to use that term. But we are. Some of those guys, a lot of those guys are gone from Super Bowl 2019. More have left since last year's Super Bowl. So we're trying to reinvent this team and see what happens.
We need to reinvent this team with a new head coach, Ronbo.
Well, see, you'd have to get rid of the whole group of them then. You can't just get rid of the head coach.
It's not even a group anymore, Ronbo. Who's really left from, who we have to get rid of? George Kittle?
No, I'm coaches wise. I mean, you got Kasurik's got to say goodbye, and he probably would. He likes Kyle.
So we getting rid of Chris Kasurik and Kyle Shanahan.
Well, we're getting rid of Shanahan, Kasurik, John Lynch has got to go.
Ronbo, I don't think John Lynch would have to go. Why do you have to get rid of your GM just because your coach isn't doing good?
Well, I don't know how he'd feel about. I'm not sure how he'd feel about working with somebody else. They develop a bond together. I'm not sure if they'd want to go.
Wow. So we
see, Jalen. Here's the thing, Jalen. You have to realize if Kyle leaves, wherever he goes, the GM is probably going to get fired due to Kyle's going to give that, and then John's going to follow him. I got a feeling those two are going to stay together.
I've seen plenty of coaches lose their jobs, and the GM is still there.
But the relationship wasn't like this.
This is not a friendship league, Ronbo. If Ed York offers Lynch $10 million, he's not leaving.
Jalen Lynch is there because Kyle asked for him.
Ronbo, you know how many players Kyle asked for, and they're no longer with the 49ers? This is not he asked for Debo. Where's Debo right now? Like, Ronbo, this is not about friendship.
No, that's a player. That's not a coach or a general. If I'm Kyle, I want to go somewhere where I'm comfortable to run the organization. He had a bad experience with Washington, then known as the Skins. But, now him and John Lynch, those guys are bed buddies now. I mean, they're not. I don't think they're going to want to be separating.
Ronbo, I think you really are overestimating how much. Ronbo, I don't.
Well,
think
I could be wrong. I'm not going to. No guarantee.
Yeah. I'm just going to be. If that was you, if you were the GM, were you walking away for $15 million just because the coach got fired?
No. You know what, though? I got a feeling.
He's not going to walk away from that money, Ronbo.
Dan, here's what I'm saying. Okay, where do you think Kyle would go? He would get hired in 24 hours after he got fired.
Ronbo, I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Get hired.
He's going to go to a team that's having some problems. So wherever he goes, he's going to get over there. He's going to change the culture. Whatever you think about Kyle Shanahan, the guy knows how to put together a winning team.
Here's the thing, Ronbo. Jimmy Garoppolo changed the culture, and I hate to. I wasn't winning nothing before Jimmy got here. So we been Jimmy G came in.
Jalen, I want you to hold that energy. We got to go. Bring it back. I want to talk about the culture because we've already went through everything else. We haven't went through how the whole franchise was rebuilt. Let me see you draft night.
We ain't finna act like Jimmy G didn't do nothing.
I'm not one of them. I love Jimmy G. Let me see you. Draft night, fam. We gotta go. I love arguing with Jalen. Tony ATL. Tony, you washing dishes? Tony? I mean, we often catch Tony doing his domestics at late hours. Tony?
Ronbo.
There you are. Tony, get in here, man. I just took a beat down from Jalen, as you may have heard, and I'm looking for a refreshing conversation. You and I always, because Jalen, boy, I need 2 hours with him because Jalen, boy.
Ronbo,
he's bitter.
He just has a witch hunt for Kyle Shanahan. He wants Shanahan gone.
And Big Show's in there talking about my brother Jalen. Kyle Shanahan's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I never said he was. But I do like my chances with him above a lot of coaches around the NFL. This is why I'm saying you know you're going to compete. As long as Kyle Shanahan's in the room, anywhere in the building, for all his faults, he may screw up at exactly the wrong time, and you know as well as I do about that because you guys went through it in Atlanta. But I want to be able to get there, and eventually I'm trusting he's going to stop it. I mean, it's asking probably more and more people want to tolerate, but I think Kyle's going to finally do it sometime in the very near future.
And you don't want to go back to the dark side like Jim Tomsula and all those other coaches.
Pitch black, Tony. I mean, I had a spotlight and couldn't see nothing in front of me. God, it was bad.
Yep. Well, Texas boy, you in the chat talking trash.
Really?
I was just talking about the dark side. You guys are going to see African black dark side this year as Prescott will get booed.
There's no lights out in that jungle. Tony, in fact,
no.
There's no chance. Washington's going to mop the floor with the Cowboys. You know what? The Eagles are definitely going to. The Eagles may lose to them only because they're not going to take them seriously.
The Giants are going to mop the floor with the Cowboys. They're improving. They got that wide receiver Thomas, who had 108 catches. They're more stable at quarterback now. They're building.
Yeah, I know. If the Giants beat the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and I tell you what, it is Jones's fault. Somebody says Parsons is getting traded. D. Smitty says Parsons is getting traded. He can't pay him. Tony, how's he gonna pay Parsons if he's gonna pay him what he's worth?
You might as well trade him since they're starting to rebuild. You might as well get some picks for him.
And you can get first round picks for Parsons.
If anybody wants to trade with the Atlanta Falcons, we need more picks. We'll swap first round picks. If you guys give us a third rounder, because we don't have a third rounder, we'll take it.
You know, you there's a lot of edge rushers. In fact, the defense is the only problem with Atlanta. You guys, that offense, you looked up and down that offense. You're not weak at running back, wide receiver, the offensive line. Offensive line is not bad. Tight end, but boy, my draft crush, he's still over there. I thought you guys were thinking about moving Pitts, though. Wasn't there some conversation about moving Pitts?
No, Pitts, because Michael Penix loves him. They've been working out. Michael Penix wants him. He's staying. Ronbo, I saw the film, too, of our what do you call them? Voluntary workouts started today for you guys and us today, right?
Yeah.
I saw my guys going into the building today. I'm like, oh, football is here.
Yes, indeed. And Ricky Pearsall, I understand Ricky Pearsall's out there making them one-hand grabs. Him and Brock working out. I said, this is football. It's time. It's on. So, yeah. See, guys that are in
Ronbo, you heard about the edge rusher out of Marshall, Mike Green, the one who led the FBS in sacks with 17?
Yeah, you're supposed to pick him up from what I've seen you on a couple of drafts.
I don't want to. And this is nothing against Mike Green. I'm not trying to down the man. This is nothing against him. But Ronbo, because he was in the Sun Belt Conference. Y'all look at conferences, too.
Yeah, you should.
This is the NFL. I'm not saying he's not going to have success in the NFL. But I looked at his sack totals, and I got some of this publication. He had 17 sacks this past year. You know how many he had the year before?
What?
4.5. See, I look, like I say, every year I look for consistency.
Yeah.
In players. That bothers me.
Well, at that level, if you see a kid progress, that's not. I don't know. How do you judge that?
That's true.
Yeah. You know, he got more dedicated. He put in some more time in polishing his craft, and he became better. Now, he may even be better next year, which if the trajectory he's going on now, he went from 4 to how many? 17?
I like that Michael Williams out of Georgia, though.
Yeah.
8.5 last year, 6.5 the year before, and 6.5 the year before that. See, that's consistency.
Yeah, not only that, he's out of Georgia. You know, his teammates were probably getting in his way. He would have had more sacks than that, you know. Georgia's just it's a wrecking crew. It's a factory for that. Man,
Ronbo, I saw the Colin Cowherd show today, and I thought about you.
Yeah,
he said that, just like we call Chrissy Jim Kim Everett here in the chat, Chrissy Sims. You know who that is, right? Who works for NBC.
Yeah.
They say him and Kyle Shanahan are best friends. I didn't know Kyle Shanahan played football and went to Texas. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sims was a quarterback then. And
so they're best friends.
Yeah.
But then they say Chrissy gets on the air last week and says that the 49ers should trade Brock Purdy. Did you hear about that?
No, but I'm not surprised. A lot of people saying just don't pay him,
right?
Trade him. They're doing everything but pay him. Yeah. I think most people are saying Brock Purdy's not worth whatever you're thinking about paying him, or he's not that good, which I really don't get that. But anyway.
You guys are going to pay him, Ronbo. I don't think it's going to be – I think it'll be like 50. You think he'll settle for 48, 49?
Well, you know, as I say, as long as you attach a package where you can climb over 50, I don't know that he deserves less than 50. Hell, he's accomplished more than most quarterbacks have in the last 3 years.
Accomplished more than Dak Prescott. That's right, Texas boy.
There's my number one example. You know, I mean,
number one example.
What's Trevor Lawrence did? You know, Tua's done nothing, and these guys are all getting paid. I'm saying, yeah, you guys. Oh, he can't be treated like that. He's done what you've got to do in order to get paid. So at least give him 50. So,
and Ronbo, as I sit back, you know, year after year, I'll be watching and listening to people. People be believing this hype. They believe in that hype. I'm like, no, this hype. All it is hype. That's not how it's really going to be.
Yeah. This is every year. We get all this rhetoric before the draft like crazy. You talk about hyperbole. Every year, Tony, that red carpet gets rolled out. Them dudes come stepping in there, and 2 or 3 of them end up in the green room. And these are people we said, I know he's going number 3 at the latest. Tony, where's Shedeur getting picked up?
I have no idea, Ronbo, and I kind of stay out of that because I'm tired of hearing about Shedeur. Will he slip? Some people got him slipping to Pittsburgh at 21. Some people got him going as high as 3 or 4. I don't know, Ronbo. I don't care.
I'd be glad when it's over. Don't. Because if Shedeur ends up in the green room in day 2, I'm going to say, you know what? I ain't going to laugh because I feel bad for him. But you know what? This is due to the fact that too much was said before. We heard Cam Ward, a little bit about Cam Ward, not a lot. We already know about the mutant.
Exactly.
At number 2. But, man, Shedeur, there's been nothing but nonstop chatter about Shedeur. And he might end up in Vegas. I really think Pete Carroll's going to do this. If I had to bet.
I could see New Orleans taking them at 9, though. I could see that.
He'll not get past 9. But I could see Shedeur going to – Pete Carroll's not fooling me because Pete, that dude.
But you don't think Pete will take Genty?
No. There's good running backs in this draft. He'll get Shedeur.
That's true.
He'll want to get he'll trade. He wants to train Shedeur and not send him into a hostile situation from day 1. If he's smart, you get Shedeur and let him work behind Geno for a couple of years. And then he breaks out.
Yeah, that's smart.
In 2026, and now there's plenty of running backs in this draft. I don't know if there's anybody like Genty, but boy, there's more. And who would pick up Genty?
I like Trayvon Williams of Ohio State.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about him. Hey, who would pick? Would Genty? The Raiders? Who picks after the Raiders?
The Raiders got the 6th pick, I think.
Yeah, who picks after the Raiders? You know, if Genty. If the Raiders don't pick him up, where does he go? Because somebody's got to change their mind.
That's interesting. Or somebody going to trade up to get them? Maybe.
That could a whole ripple effect. Because everybody assumes the Raiders are going to pick him up. I don't think so. I think Shador goes to the Raiders.
The Jets pick out to the Raiders, Ronbo. The Jets are 7th. Carolina's 8th. Watch out for Carolina, Ronbo.
Yeah, there's where GT goes.
They're going to trade down. I got a funny feeling.
Mike?
They're already receiving phone calls. They're going to trade down.
The Jets already have a premier running back. They don't need him that bad. They can get another running back if they really want another running back. That's going to be hilarious to see what happens. If the Raiders do this, they will screw up the entire draft package. It's one of those anticipatory things where everybody's taking GT off their draft board, and then all of a sudden, the Raiders picked up Shador. Raiders picked up Shador. Raiders picked up Shador. Get on the phone. Yeah, I can just see it now. Now the next team's going to, if they don't want GT, now here could the auctions on. Oh, this could be a fun draft. Tony, we ran out of time. As soon as the conversation gets fun, we run out of time. Tony.
One publication got you guys taking Derek Harmon, a defensive tackle from Oregon, but I don't think y'all taking him at 11.
See. Boy, the speculations. Tony, we got to go. I tell you what, I can't wait till draft night. It's going to be fun.
I'll see you draft night, Ronbo. I'm
looking forward
to
it.
I'm going to have me a glass of red wine as I'm going through my...
Get you some chicken wings. All right.
Actually, we're going to do Chinese food. That's what we usually do, Chinese food.
All right.
Draft night.
That's a good choice. All right. All right, Tony. See you
And
in a couple
and we'll watch the Cowboys screw it up. See you draft night.
Good night, Tony.
Take care.
You do. You know, who are the Cowboys? Texas boy, who are the Cowboys taking? Watch the Cowboys pull another. If Genty gets down to Cowboy land, he's a Cowboy. Really funny, Gene. Oh, hell no. No, I ain't going to no damn Cowboys. Because, see, the star used to be regarded, God, man, the star was the essence, the epitome, representation of the NFL. Star. America's team. Just about every kid that played football during a certain generation wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy. And now you're scared to death to go to Dallas. That's still a fool. I mean, we're going to find out, though, coming up. See a draft night. Can't wait. Thanks for the contribution, Tommy. Don't forget to subscribe. We're going to have a good time on draft night.